Coming up on After the Whistle, as the regular season comes to a close, basketball teams across Center County fight for playoff spots.
Plus, a District 6 team wrestling for a state championship.
And Penn State men's basketball's nail-biting finish against a West Coast foe.
Hello and welcome to After the Whistle. Our crews traveled all over District 6 to bring you the latest on high school basketball, wrestling, bocce, and more. Live from University Park, I'm Jake Radovich.
And I'm Evan Pochus. We'll take a look at the latest in Penn State sports and more coming up. Our game of the week took us to Altoona as the Lady Marauders faced off against the Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers. The Marauders came out firing early, as you see a shot of the teams there getting ready. Amberlyn Petreka takes this tip-off, dumps it inside to Morgan Ruggery for a quick bucket for Bishop Guilfoyle. Later on, it's BG with some nice ball movement, Stella Yeski dumping it inside to Petreka for a nice and one. Lady Marauders on the attack again. It's Yeski taking it inside. Driving here, nice little spin move, and the sky hook, it's cash for two more. Guilfoyle dominating this one. It's Loyona Williams spotting up at the top of the key and knocking down this three to push BG's lead even further. The Lady Marauders were on cruise control in this one, taking it 61-39. A strong all-around showing from Bishop Guilfoyle pushes them into districts next week with some momentum. Playoffs are also ahead for Hollidaysburg. Katie Mortimer had a front row seat for BG's dominant win. Katie, what were some of the takeaways?
Well, Evan, the Lady Marauders wasted no time showing that once again they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the postseason.
With the regular season winding down, the Bishop Guilfoyle Lady Marauders were back on the floor, tipping off against a familiar face, the Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers. The Lady Marauders made the matchup look easy, showing off a strong and dominant performance on both sides of the ball. But the last time these two teams met, it was a much different game. The Lady Marauders held a consistent lead in this game, switching the tempo from their last matchup with the Golden Tigers in December, where they went into an overtime thriller, winning by 2.
It was the beginning of the year. I think there were some nerves and jitters for both teams going into that, and then we always expect anytime we play them, it's going to be a good game.
Fast forward a few months, and Bishop Guilfoyle wasted no time showing everyone why they are defending two-time state champs.
I think just keeping the same intensity and coming hard at teams, always throwing the first punch, that's what our coaches like to say.
Morgan Ruggery and Amberlyn Petreka led the way, teaming up for a combined 24 points and setting the tone defensively.
I think for us just coming out with like a strong defensive game, I think we did a really good job at kind of like getting up on them, playing hard D, and kind of making them like double think with them.
For the Lady Marauders, this season hasn't come without growing pains, though. BG took a couple tough losses against non-conference opponents, Oakland Catholic and Greensburg Central Catholic. Losses CAC says served as building blocks for the team.
I mean, it was a heartbreaker for us on Saturday, but it was a really good team. So I think we took some things away from them that we learned, maybe about ourselves that we needed to work on, and I thought we applied it tonight. So I think that game really prepared us for this environment.
As the regular season comes to an end, the Lady Marauders prepared to wrap up strong.
My philosophy is like every game, if you just take care of it at practice, it'll take care of itself. So we're just trying not to look ahead.
The Lady Marauders wrapped up their regular season Tuesday with a win against Huntington and are taking on Central Cambria tonight in the conference tournament. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Katie. The Central Dragons took the trip to Philipsburg-Osceola Monday night. PL hosted a fundraiser and wore pink shirts for Mrs. Markle, a teacher fighting cancer before their face-off against the Central Dragons. Now into the first, Central Maddie Benton blows past defenders and takes the scoop lay for 2.
Clearing a lane for herself.
And now Addie Imes, fighting for the offensive board, kicks it to Addison Poet, who drills the corner to make it 13-0 Central early. With some nice passing, PO gets it down low to Emma Wagner, who puts Philipsburg-Osceola on the board in the second.
Looked like a game of hot potato.
PL would put up strong efforts, but Central's defense would be stifling as they take it the other way, and Addie Imes would kick it to Cami Petrella, and she knocks down the 3 at the top of the key. There it goes right there. Propelled by their defense, Central would defeat Philipsburg-Osceola 48-15. Central moves to 9-13, while Philipsburg-Osceola fell to 6-15 before losing again Tuesday night 29-24 at Glendale.
Both Hollidaysburg and Bishop Guilfoyle are getting ready for playoffs, but these powerhouses faced off on Monday night. Marauders and Golden Tigers are both 17-3 coming into this game, a little bit of a heavyweight fight. Starting us off, Torian Consiglio finds Troy Ruggery inside, who draws the and one early on for the Marauders. Now it's Ruggery passing the ball from corner to corner as he takes it down the baseline. Now it's to the corner. Now it's back out to Connor Okanak, who cashes this triple for the Marauders. Second quarter, Consiglio and Jake Kissel play the two-man game, and you're about to see a man take flight. Consiglio slams that one home. The Marauders would take a 31-17 lead at half. Now late in the third, Ruggery going up for the layup, but some nice defense getting denied by J.J. Stoltz. It's Stoltz once again taking this pass from Tyson Delirme and cashing in that jumper. And once again, Ruggery with a steal and an easy layup. A good night for that young man. The Marauders come out on top with a 62-41 win. Troy Ruggery led the game in scoring with 21 points as BG moves to 18-3. Hollidaysburg would fall to 17-4.
On Monday, the Bellefonte Red Raiders hosted the Bald Eagle Area Eagles in a back-and-forth conference matchup. Bellefonte celebrated their seniors pregame. Looking ready out there. Starting here in the first quarter, Wade Habovic finds Kane Wolf for the catch-and-shoot three, and it's cash, putting the Eagles up 9-8. Later on in the second, Quinn Eckley-Jones tosses the flashy no-look pass to Grayson Coons inside, who hits the jumper for the Red Raiders, getting back within one of Bald Eagle area. There it goes right there. Moving on to the second half, it's Eckley-Jones setting his feet and hitting the long-range three from the top of the key to give Bellefonte the 29-27 lead. We'll enter into the fourth quarter now as Jackson Willard receives the skip pass and drills the three for the Eagles, giving them a 35-31 advantage in this back-and-forth game.
Couple of snipers in that one.
Absolutely. Up 6 with a little over 3 minutes to go. Luke Hobsbawm drives down the left lane and elevates for the floater, giving Bald Eagle Area a 39-31 lead. The Eagles would hold on to their lead and go on to win 48-40. Bellefonte fell to 2-18, while Bald Eagle moved to 6-14.
It's been a tough season for the Altoona Mountain Lions, who only have 3 wins as they faced a Mifflin County team riding high on a 4-game winning streak. Shout out to After the Whistle alum and Huskies assistant coach Adam Sheets getting the boys ready to play. Pick it up late in the first. Luke Bender with the pass to the wing for Zach Keller, who drains this three-pointer to make it 15-8 Huskies. Under 5 in the second, Chris Wagner grabs this rebound in traffic and hits the mid-range turnaround jumper to get within 12 for Altoona. Just before half, it's a give and go. Bender to Jack Curry to the top of the key, makes it 28-14 with this three-pointer. He would finish with 16 points. A little bit of knockout at halftime, a fun little game. Oh no, not for that guy, just lost the ball. That's not good. His friend goes back to the free throw line, cashes that one, and that young man is a knockout champion.
Got it back there.
Halfway through the third, Lucas Hartung heaves a half-court pass to Bender, and that three-pointer is down in your eye hole. The Huskies never trailed and won it 62-40 for a 5th straight win. Mifflin County gets above 500 and will host Altoona again Tuesday night in the 6A semifinal. Coming up, 2 District 6 teams leave it all on the mat for a state championship.
Plus, 1 District 6 school's heading to court, and no, not the basketball kind.
Bishop McCourt Catholic Academy has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the 19 public schools of the Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference, alleging a conspiracy against the faith-based schools by the public ones. According to WTAJ, McCourt alleged that the public schools conspired together to remove Bishop McCourt, Bishop Carroll, and Bishop Guilfoyle from the LHAC, changing the conference's constitution, ignoring policy, all in attempts to push out the Catholic schools.
State High and Franklin Regional face off in the quarterfinals of the PIAA 3A Duals Tournament. State High head coach Jason Nickel gets ready for the quarterfinals. Starting at 133 pounds, State High's Cal Davis gets the leg off Franklin's regional Salvatore Nassif, brings it up before bringing Nassif down for 3. Later on, Davis gets a crossfade on Nassif and tilts him to get some back points that would finish the match with Davis winning by a 17-0 tech fall. Now to 152 pounds, the Panthers' Michael Ruane spin around Nico Diaz for a quick takedown. Later on, Ruane twists Diaz and gets him up onto his shoulders to claim the pin.
Nice.
There it is right there. Over to 160 pounds, the Little Lions' James Whitbeard power through Jordan Perkins for the takedown.
Looking like a wheelbarrow.
Absolutely. Later in the match, Perkins tries the side by. Whitbeard takes the reshot and powers him over, earning the tech fall and victory 22-6. Franklin Regional would stage a comeback, defeating State High 37-23. State High would get eliminated in consolations by Boyerstown. Franklin Regional would go on to defeat Norwin to become 3A state champions.
A rematch of last season's state championship took place between Bishop McCourt and Faith Christian Academy. Faith Christian has had Bishop McCourt's number recently. Can the Crushers change the script? Bishop McCourt's Bo Bassett ready for his match between Faith Christian's Joe Bachman. After no score in the first period, Bachman started the second period on bottom, with Bassett choosing to let Bachman up for the 1-point escape. Right there, about to get out, and there it is. Later in the second period, after a great scramble, Bassett was able to pick up his first points of the match with a nice takedown. Bassett came out on top with the 3-1 win. Crusher Melvin Miller and Lion Nick Singer faced off at 172 pounds. Miller started on bottom in the second period and works his way around for a reversal and kept his lead for the rest of the match, winning 3-2. Now just 10 seconds into the 189-pound match, McCourt's Emery Gunby takes down Ohio State commit Adam Waters to take an early lead. However, the rest of the match was all Waters, winning by tech fall 25-10. Faith Christian got the best of Bishop McCourt, beating them 46-18. Faith Christian will shift their focus to District 1, while Bishop McCourt will have their eyes set on District 6.
The Bald Eagle Area Eagles and the State College Little Lions are both hunting for wins as they prepare for the playoffs. The Eagles started the night by celebrating their seniors. Now getting into the action, we have the Eagles on court 2 with a slow roller down the court, and at the last moment it takes a turn but stops to stay near the Polina and help them get the point.
What a nice throw.
Definitely is. There the ball is. Takes a little turn, and it looks like it's going to land right there. After a dominant first 2 matches by the Eagles, they continue that momentum with this toss right to the Polina, and it's capped off with this celebration. Big celebration for a big play right there. However, State College would pounce in and knock the Polina away from the Eagles' bocce ball. Big hit right there. Now over to court 2, where it's tied, and Bald Eagle knocks the Polina away from their own bocce balls.
Some defensive bocce.
Really is. There it is, rolling down the court. Still going, and boom, there's the hit. However, they would recover this toss that comes down, knocks State College's ball, and then lands right next to the Polina. Bald Eagle area will come out on top, winning 3-1. These two schools will see each other again in the league championship on February 25th.
The undefeated Penns Valley Rams look to keep their hot streak going against the Bald Eagle area Eagles. Can they stay undefeated? We start with 5 minutes left in the first frame. Bald Eagles' Autumn Yoder rolls a beauty up the middle, securing a 3-point round and the frame for the Eagles. Looking to stop right there next to the Polina. And now we're heading into the second frame. Penns Valley's Heidi Eveleth rolls a beauty that would bounce off one ball and nudges Bald Eagle's ball out, giving her team the point. Another nice throw there. Now in the final seconds of the frame, Eveleth winds up and bowls an absolute strike to knock an Eagle ball out, giving her team yet another point. Despite Eveleth's best efforts, Penns Valley would ultimately fall to Bald Eagle area with a final score of 2-0. Bald Eagle will face off against Philipsburg-Osceola next match, while Penns Valley met Bellefonte tonight.
Greater Johnstown traveled to Pagula Ice Arena to take on State College for their senior night last Thursday. Seniors out there on the ice with little celebrations. Now in the first, State College is going to take the puck into their zone by Ryan Maruza. He's going to pass it to Oliver Brumberg, who will swing it around to the top of the circle and send it back to an open Maruza, who will shoot the puck straight to the back of the net to open up the scoring.
Beautiful play.
Big celebrations for a big play right there. Now in the second, Johnstown tries to pass the puck, but it's intercepted by Brumberg. He brings it to the attacking zone, fighting off some Trojans. Thinks about going behind the net, but before he does, he pushes the puck to Colin Jacob, who gets low and shoots the puck high to make the score 0-3 State College. What a shot over the goalie's shoulder right there. For this third period goal, the puck is sent to the middle from the left circle, sent over to Maruza, who makes his way to the net and shoots. He sinks it in off the post to make this unassisted goal. The score now 0-5. Should have been a dinger, but hit the buzzer with that puck. Greater Johnstown spoiled the senior night shutout, scoring one to make the final score 5-1. State College had 50 shots on goal for the night. Coming up, the latest on Penn State hockey's Gavin McKenna.
And a look at this week's best action across District 6 and Center County.
We have new updates involving the ongoing criminal case against Gavin McKenna stemming from an alleged altercation January 31st. McKenna's preliminary hearing, originally scheduled for February 11th, has been pushed to March 11th. McKenna was originally charged with 4 counts, including a felony aggravated assault, which was later dropped. Penn State men's hockey coach Guy Godowski said that McKenna will continue to participate in all team activities moving forward.
The Trojans of Southern California made the cross-country trip to face off against Penn State men's basketball. It was Penn State's annual Fawn game at the Bryce Jordan Center on Sunday. Take a look at the kicks worn by head coach Mike Rhodes. Jacob Coffey kicked things off for the Trojans, dodging the coverage and then sinking this nice jump shot for the first basket of the game. Responding for the Nittany Lions, Freddie DeLeon V intercepts this pass and takes it all the way down the court, burying this layup. Now the ball back in USC's possession. The Trojans work it around the court to Jordan Marsh, who sinks this triple from the corner. Next up is Dominic Stewart, sending it over to Josh Reed, who drives in the lane and completes the layup to give Penn State the narrow lead heading into halftime. Exchanging the lead throughout the second half, Stewart cuts through the paint for the layup to keep the game close. And now with a tied game and 7 seconds remaining, Elijah Arenas working on Freddie DeLeon V, driving, spinning, putting it up, and putting it in for the win for USC. The Trojans held on close to win this one 77-75. Penn State fell to 1-12 in the Big Ten, but they picked up their second win last night, 63-60 at Washington.
Well, Evan, another heartbreaker inside the BJC for Penn State basketball.
Absolutely. But one thing that never disappoints is the action across District 6, and Joey Draper has this week's best.
Thanks, guys. We saw some exciting plays across multiple sports this week. Let's take a look at what made our top 3. Kicking us off, we take a trip inside Pagula Ice Arena, where Tiberius Brooks starts in his own end and skates his way through the Greater Johnstown defense before shooting and scoring. The Little Lions would go on to win that game 5-1, an excellent move and finish from a defenseman. And taking us into number 2, we're into the hardwood, where Bishop Guilfoyle's Jake Kissel and teammate Torian Consiglio work together to move the ball before Kissel dishes it through 2 defenders, and Consiglio finishes with the jam. Topping our plays this week, unfortunately, was a Happy Valley heartbreak as USC's Elijah Arenas gets the inbound from Cam Woods and then takes over, puts every move on Freddie DeLeon before finding a way to finish off the window. Let's watch that in slow motion. An excellent finish. Heartbreaking loss for the Nittany Lions. And from the ice to the hardwood, those were our top 3 plays of the week. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all for this week's show. Tune in next week for more coverage on District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Jake Radovich.
I'm Evan Pochus. For more updates on our show and coverage, follow our socials at ATWPSU. We'll see you next week right here on After the Whistle.